This year, more than ever, it seems that there really is no place like home for the holidays. We've already seen the stay-at-home stocks make huge moves this year, including a stock that we're looking at today. But we think we found a pure play that might have been a little overlooked, especially as the stay-home trend meets one of our most popular holiday traditions. What in the world am I talking about? Today on Dumb Money, we reveal our hottest holiday stock. This is Dumb Money Live with Chris Camillo, Dave Hansen, and Jordan McLean, streaming live on YouTube. We are Dumb Money. Hey there, Dave here along with Chris and Jordan. We are Dumb Money. Welcome to Dumb Money Live. I absolutely love our Dumb Money community because today's stock was researched by one of our Discord members. He goes by the name of Options by the Bay, and he's going to be joining us in just a bit to share the research that he's done, the trades he's made. I bought some of the stock this afternoon. Chris, you did too. Jordan, thinking about it.
I was making chili, man. I'm not trading when I'm making chili. I'm focused.
100% on the chili today.
Dave, I bought this much. You know why? This stock is a small cap. There's very little liquidity. It bothers me so much. Like the spread it's criminal. It's actually criminal.
After hours.
Well, let's get right into it while after hours still exists.
Oh, was that after hours? Is that why it went there?
That may be why it didn't go through.
I thought it was still pre-hours when I tried to buy that.
No, dude, it was like 3:01.
It was still. Oh, was it? All right.
Yeah. Switch it over to after hours mode, and we can all participate. So today's guest, Options by the Bay on Discord. I believe your real name is Steve. Is that right?
Yep, that's right. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good to have you on.
Good,
and
man.
You basically have seen crazy spikes in Google Trends on this company. And by the way, again, if you're not a part of our Discord community, dumbmoney.tv/Discord, if you want to be a part of it there, packed with great discussions and things like this report that caught our eye and caught our wallets.
Dave, before we get into this, we did an episode this week on Black Friday, Cyber Monday trades, and we talked about all of the holiday trades, but we did not include this trade because it was
under the
so
radar.
off radar, and I don't know why. It was just off my radar, and I felt so bad that I convinced you guys we got to do a standalone episode today just on this trade. It is a small cap, so it's scary. And by the way, we are definitely not financial advisors. Do not go trading these stocks because we're doing it because our risk tolerance is sky high. We're prepared to lose it all, but do not mimic our trades. This is about the data behind the social ARB methodology that we use to discover and vet trade opportunities. That's why we want you watching the show, not to mimic our trades. So be careful, guys. Do not mimic these trades. Go ahead. Back to
now, first things first, what is the stock and how did you stumble upon the G-Trend spikes?
So the stock is Lifetime Brands, ticker LCUT, LCUT. And I actually stumbled upon it searching for kind of an opposite trend. I was searching for things, bounce back, was researching Chef's Warehouse, and I was looking for some data on that. And then I started, I remember what Chris said on the hot knife trend on the Cyber Monday thing, and came across this Lifetime Brand stock. So they do knives, kitchen utensils, cutting boards, you name it, pretty much everything in your kitchen. So seemed like a really good pure play. I was really kind of pissed that I missed it back in May, to be honest. When we were looking, you guys were talking about a lot of those stocks, but the holiday hype is here and strong. So I opened up a position in it earlier this week.
I am shocked this wasn't in our Discord back in May when we were doing this kitchen stuff. And we were in what was it? Spectrum Brands, right? I'm just shocked, guys, that we didn't talk about Lifetime Brands. Maybe we did, and I forgot it. Maybe it was in Discord.
I don't think we did. I don't remember this one.
Oh,
if you look at the brands that they have, they have a ton of brands. Some that are top end brands, and then some that I've never heard of. But they are Faberware, they are KitchenAid, They are something called Rabbit. I don't know what that is, but is that wine opener that we make fun of?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, by the way,
I was talking
Jordan,
about that
Dave,
yesterday. What is wrong with me?
Dude,
Yeah.
did you guys get our royalty check on that little wine wand that we invested in? Remember that
I
guy who
did.
invested in the wine wand?
Yes.
He's killing it, dude. We're getting like legit royalty checks now off that thing.
I'm very
wow.
excited about that.
Nice.
All right, so KitchenAid though, guys. KitchenAid is the brand. It's like it's been the hot brand these last 4 years for kitchen appliances and those bowl mixers, man. That thing is like the biggest lady brand there. I don't want to say that. That's rude. I mean, it is. In my head, I call it a lady brand because I see so many women talking about that brand. But really, anyone related to cooking, especially, right, loves those KitchenAid mixers. They have all the nice colors.
Yes, this particular product to me is like the holiday product. This KitchenAid mixer in red. You know, I was just Googling for stock photos of the holidays, and this red KitchenAid shows up in a lot of them.
Well, this is one of those things that if you're starting to put together your kitchen, let's say you moved out or whatever, maybe you got married for the first time, you want one of these things. We use ours, 2-3 times a week.
Yeah, and you got to have the KitchenAid one. It's like the one that everybody it's the go-to brand for this stuff, man. It's like it's weird. How did they pull that off with such a generic thing? Like they've really done a killer job.
We talking KitchenAid? Dude, KitchenAid is like maybe not you look at like Sub-Zero and Miele, but they're like for, American brand, they're a top-end brand.
Yeah, they do a lot of things other than that mixer. I think of the mixer when I think of KitchenAid, but
I've got a KitchenAid dishwasher that's like, I don't know, 1 decibel. I don't even know, but like you can't hear the thing.
It's better
amazing.
than my Miele for sure.
It's an aspirational brand now with some of this stuff. It's really weird. Like I just never viewed them that way, but they've really grown into a hot brand, especially with small appliance the last few years, right?
Well,
last 4 or 5 years.
And something to just be careful on, like, you look at their website and KitchenAid is only listed under their tools. It's not listed under their appliances, I don't think. And like kind of similar to the Instant Pot thing, I got kind of hoodwinked on that, thinking that they own Instant Pot, but it's just their accessories. So
so do you think they don't own
serious?
KitchenAid? They just have a deal to sell like the mixers? Is that the deal?
I don't know. It's something to definitely
that's
look
interesting.
into a little bit further, because like, and it shows like all, like for instance, All Recipes. They don't own the website. That's owned by Meredith. They only own the All Recipes kitchen tools. So it's kind of tricky to figure out what they actually own.
That's a little awkward.
That's fascinating, because KitchenAid was one of the primary drivers. Now, it's a small trade for me this morning, but one of the primary drivers of my trade in this company, because that brand really has been, the mixers specifically have been on fire. Dave, Jordan, I sent you guys a bunch of tweets about them selling out. Nobody can find them. In fact, if you look at KitchenAid mixer on Amazon, there's none. There's zero, right?
Yeah.
Like you cannot get these things. They are sold out, the stand mixers. So I'm going to try to figure that out right now.
Who owns the actual KitchenAid brand? Is they trying to figure out?
I'm just saying, like, just clicking through some of these other brands, it's kind of tricky. It's like they own little portions of it. So, Chris, I'm with you. That's a huge trend on the mixers, and would definitely be something to know.
Yeah. So
Whirlpool. Yeah, people are saying Whirlpool owns KitchenAid, which that sounds right.
I know they own the large appliances, but I don't know who owns the small. I thought these guys own the mixer.
Yeah.
So I could be wrong, though. So that's something that we'll have to verify later. But that aside, irrelevant. Guys, everything that this company does is kitchen products. And as we know, kitchen products are steaming hot this holiday season, right?
Well, look, it's part of its necessity, right? Because you can't go out to restaurants as much as you used to be able to. And so you got to cook at home.
Yep. If you even look, and I'll get back to Steve, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to steal your fire here, but talk to us about how you kind of tell us what's your thesis? What are you focused on when it comes to this trade?
So yeah, my thesis is just that they're going to have a blockbuster Q4 earnings. I'm not holding on to them long, other than up to that earnings or shortly thereafter. Kind of like my overall holistic play is after to me after Q4 earnings, which I think are in March, the transition is going to be to the restaurant industry. Like that's where a lot of the momentum is going to be going. So. It's kind of funny. I did two theses, one on Chef's Warehouse, one on this, and I kind of feel like the two are kind of intertwined. That Lifetime should go up based on the trend data that we're seeing here. I'm going to pull out of that position and then probably load up on Chef's Warehouse.
Now, though, that a big part of Lifetime is filament brands, right? And if we go through the history, which is catered, a big part of that is commercial kitchens, right? So I think it's.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So
I think it's important to go through the history of this company, guys. The company's been around for a long time. They made some terrible management moves a number of years ago where they essentially turned down an offer to sell the company at $20 a share. And that was, let's see here. That was 2017. So 3 years ago, they had an offer to acquire the company at $20 a share. They turned that down. And then after turning that down, they went and spent $300 million, $313 million to acquire Filament Brands, which makes products for restaurant kitchens, basically commercial kitchens, okay? That acquisition turned into a nightmare, okay? They started losing money, not profitable. The company started on a downtrend. The whole thing blew up in their face, okay? Long story short, management got ousted, ownership got ousted, okay? The stock bottomed out. We now have new management. We have new private equity style ownership. And the name of the game for this company is all about cash flow, right? Well, no more stupid moves. Let's look at what we have. Let's make it more cost efficient. Let's add efficiencies to the business model. Let's leverage e-commerce, okay? And let's just push out as much cash flow as possible. No more major acquisitions. Let's just make this thing a cash flow positive operation for the investors. I like that because it means that there's no big surprises. I know exactly what I'm getting here, right? That said, they have this hugely ambitious plan over the next few years to grow their EBITDA to $200 million, which would be insane. The whole company is only worth $300 million. It's ridiculous. Could you imagine if they had EBITDA $200 million? They were cranking out profits between $100 and $200 million a year, and they're valued at only 3x that. So the stock would go up significantly from this point if they achieve that goal. But we have the pandemic and this stupid Filament Brands, right? All the restaurants closed down. They're not spending any money. So that part of their business got crushed this summer, okay? Early summer, just totally got crushed, right? Then the restaurants start to open up again. But what happens this summer? This summer, later in the summer, kitchen products, cooking products, they got lit on fire, okay? These guys were selling so much of their kitchen stuff, they could barely keep up with it. So the stock just went on an insane run. I think, what did it get down to, $5 or $6? And now it's at $14 a share?
Yep.
So the question is, guys, how big are cooking products this holiday season? Are they so big, so unprecedented, that even with the raised expectations, and I will say this, they did not provide guidance on the last earnings call, which was November 5th. I want to say, Steve, that earnings come out mid-February, the next earnings, mid-February, but they did not provide guidance. And because they didn't provide guidance, that's a little bit of an opportunity, maybe for a positive surprise, okay? It's not like they came out and said, we're going to crush it. We're going to crush it for the holiday season. Everyone's assuming that they'll continue on that trajectory of North American products in the home. That's the one that's been doing really well, up double digits. That will continue. But will they crush it? That's what I want to know. Because
and Chris, I can confirm for you right now that KitchenAid does not make the mixer. They do not make Faberware dishes. The brands that they are involved with, they make the accessory products. So for Faberware, they specifically make tools and gadgets, which includes cutlery, cutting boards, and shears. And they basically put the Faberware name on that. They make similar products with the KitchenAid brand. So it's products like can openers and spatulas and things like that that are branded KitchenAid or branded Faberware or branded any number of different brands. So they're basically making all of the kitchen accessories pretty much with everyone else's name on it.
And Dave, that makes total sense because when I was studying this company, they were labeled as the world's largest manufacturer of non-electric cooking accessories, non-electric. Okay, so now when I read that, I was like, "What do you mean? How about the blenders? I thought they made the mixers, right?"
No.
Now that makes.
And if you
total
look closer,
sense.
you know, in this picture here, that second one over is the KitchenAid, and that's a spatula with the KitchenAid logo on it. And then the first picture, spatula or some spoon-looking thing with a Faberware name on it, and they make this
So they just have
thermometer for
licensing
Taylor.
deals with these bigger brands that don't want to mess around with making spatulas, but they can still, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what
Yeah.
they make.
So
Which is still, I mean, if you think about kitchen accessories for the holidays, every time I need to buy something new, I go on Amazon and just buy whatever brand. I'm pretty sure I've bought their brands before, whether I know it or not.
they are the world's largest manufacturer of non-electric kitchen stuff. So yes, if you're buying that stuff, they're going to crush it. And what did we say, guys? Like if we look at the word, you know, not cooking, not like knife set, or like what I want to make sure we're looking at the words that are related specifically
And they do make knife sets. So for example, they under several different brands, including Faberware. So this is their knife section. So they actually do make the block and the shears and the knife blades and all of that for these brands.
And this stuff is like, by the way, this stuff is like perfect Christmas gifts, right? Like stocking stuffers and little things you can buy people.
And that's the thing. Like for All Recipes, no, they are not the website All Recipes, but All Recipes has their own branded line of merch, basically. Yep. And All Recipes doesn't make that in their own factory. They have Lifetime Brands do that for them.
Steve, could you talk about some of the G trends? Don't you like, is knife set one of the G trends you were looking at, I think? Why don't we pull that out?
Knife set, kitchen utensils. I don't have the doc in front of me right now, but
I have another one that I really like. Dave, let's pull up knife set, but I like cooking gift. Okay, it sounds kind of weird, but I'm trying to get in the mindset of someone looking to get a gift for someone that likes to cook, or someone that so cooking gift is one that is up about 30% as well in November. 30-40%. But look at knife set.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I mean, I've done this before, right? So, like, I've been in the middle of, I always shop last minute, by the way. And so, like, my mindset when I'm shopping last minute is just walk into Serlatab, walk into Williams and Sonoma, and then just, like, pick up, you just pick up you just pick up little things. You're like, oh, I might like this, I might like that. And then you just, like, boom, boom, boom. And these are, like, the exact same things that I would buy just as little gifts for people that I knew would love it. It's great.
Now,
got a good stocking stuffer one. There wasn't good G-Trend data on it, but like I've actually got it as a stocking stuffer.
Right.
Fred and Friends, they're like those little they're just like little playful kitchen things. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but I'm sure if you saw it, you'd remember. It's like the sloth hanging on the glass or stuff like that. So,
yeah, knife set is up crazy big. And listen, here's the thing, guys. We could pull 50 G-Trend charts for all the little kitchen things. Like, I don't even know. Jordan, you probably know better than me. You do a lot more cooking. But the mere fact is, if knife set is up, that's probably representative of other random kitchen type stuff, right? That's non-electric.
And it's not just slightly up. It is the highest peak last year. It looks like they have a peak right around Thanksgiving and Christmas every year. And this is worldwide. This year, their Thanksgiving peak is astronomical.
It is. It is.
You can do spatula. If you're into Star Wars and that Baby Yoda, you can do Spatchy Spatch.
What?
You ever see those memes with Baby Yoda and he's got a Spatchy Spatch?
No.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
I
So
can tell you
great.
right now.
You're
Find
talking
one,
about,
Dave.
That's not a trend that I'm aware of.
The spatchy
So,
spatula.
I don't even know how to spell
Um,
spatula.
Spatula,
It's definitely not right.
Spatula, is up like 100% almost. It's almost up 100% year over year for the last week in November, which is pretty strong. Again, so this is interesting, guys. We're not talking about small appliances. We're talking about the random junk that goes in your kitchen, okay? Not sexy, okay? Not sexy. But if there was ever a year for the company that makes all that junk to have a good holiday season, this is the year, okay? This is the year. So it's a small trade for me, but these trends are really crushing it right now on this stuff, right? Just absolutely crushing it. And I wouldn't mind staying in this potentially through earnings. I'm open to staying in this through earnings. And guys, what I think is really fascinating is, so let's see. You know what's interesting, Dave, is that knife set, for example, it's been up all summer. All right. I would say that it's up probably, looks like it's up about 35% all summer. But right now, it's up almost 100%. It's up like 80%.
I'll tell you what, if you are rocking the kitchen all the time, which, we are now, we always have been, but that's the first thing you really need when you're putting together your kitchen. You need a good knife set.
Yeah.
So
So
throw out the Cutco, get yourself some Henkels.
Do they make Henkels?
I didn't see it on their, I didn't see it on the brand list.
Oh,
I think Henkels is a German brand.
That sounds.
Yeah, they're kind of. I mean, on the nice side, they are kind of on the junkier side,
Yeah.
like Henkel's, Wusthof. I mean,
that's fine. That's fine because, listen, rising tide.
When it comes to gift-giving knives, yeah.
It's going to lift all these brands. I think it's an interesting pure play that I didn't know existed. On all these random kitchen non-electric accessories. So now I have them. It's in the last of my holiday season portfolio. I think my holiday season portfolio is now officially capped. I have all the stocks we talked about on Monday, Tuesday. Got my Nintendo, all the other cool stuff that we talked about. By the way, have you seen, guys, if you guys haven't watched our show, what was it, Wednesday or yesterday? It was Wednesday's show when we talked about CD Projekt, Cyberpunk 2077. Dude, that stock has been on a tear since Wednesday. I'm glad I must put almost $500,000 in that thing. So
wow.
I'm up $50,000 in Cyberpunk. I hope this thing doesn't collapse over the weekend when the actual real reviews start to come out. It's a pretty big risk that I'm holding in over the weekend, so hopefully it doesn't kill me.
I thought the release was the 10th.
Well, yeah, but these things leak, man.
Yeah.
It's already there's already a lot of leaky stuff happening, but no full reviews have leaked. But it doesn't take long for people to say, okay, I'm not going to release the full review, but I loved it, or you know what, it was okay. And if you start to get those middle of the road opinions, that's what's going to cause me to sell that stock on Monday morning. So I'll be watching it all weekend. But if you guys haven't watched that episode, fun episode. If you don't know what Cyberpunk 2077 is, potentially maybe one of the biggest game releases of 2020, go back, watch that episode from Wednesday. It is a fun one. What do you guys think?
Just looking at a couple of these other brands that they do, Instant Pot was on their list of products, but they only make the accessories there. But it does look like they make this other metal pot under the Sabatier brand, and then Chicago
But look,
Metallic. they
even
make
with
some
the Instant
items.
Pot, people are buying Instant Pot stuff, and then these people are nuts about it, and they're like, you know what, I want these Instant Pot accessories, or somebody with the Instant Pot, so you buy the accessories. I still think it lifts up all those things.
And then in this wine and barware, they make not only Rabbit, but they also make the knockoff Rabbit called RBT. Who knew the same company made both the real product and the knockoff? Now, they don't make all the knockoffs, because I'm sure I have a knockoff of a knockoff.
Instapot had a good year last year and the year before. So I know there's a lot of Instapot out there from the last couple of years. Yeah, maybe this is the year for the accessories. I don't know. I know this company was having issues this summer in Europe because in Europe, a lot of their retail distribution is in actual physical brick and mortar stores around Europe where they sell a lot of their stuff. And those stores were closed, right, guys? In the US, they have a lot of distribution through big box stores like Bed Bath and Beyond, some of these huge, and those stores were able to stay open throughout the pandemic. So they've had good success in the US, not so much in Europe. It will be interesting to see if they've been able to reallocate a lot of that inventory to e-commerce in Europe. I think that was a misstep by the company not having better e-commerce globally. But like I said, here you can buy their stuff online. I think that's really important. I mean, there's a lot of cooking going on the next month, don't you think, guys? I would not be surprised to even see the December year over year kind of get ahead of where we were November year over year when it comes to some of these search tags, because we're just starting to see this accelerate as the pandemic gets worse. Look, did you see what happened in California, in LA, the last couple days, guys? They're literally like closing down restaurants now.
Yeah.
Like restaurants are like, dude, that's crazy. So like a lot of people are going to be focused on cooking. I mean, California is a reasonably big sized state, right, guys? Like the whole state is basically closing down for the most part. A lot of people are going to be laser focused on where they're spending their money. They're not going out to eat this next month. They have more money to spend at home cooking. And if you're at home every day baking and cooking, you want to make sure you're accessory rich, right? You got to be accessory rich.
Accessory rich.
You got to be.
Are you coining new terms for the holidays?
You have to be.
You have to be stocking stuffer stuffed.
Man, the thing, like people like me though, I'm already accessory rich. I mean, we've got 25 spatchy spatches in the kitchen right now. It is like we are spatched.
You're spatched out.
Like up to here. And so I'm not helping this trend because we were prepared, but
but
if you weren't prepared, man, you got to get your stuff. You got to get it in line.
Agreed.
One of the best though is actually that Faltzgraph. I've honestly never heard of them before, but I put it in my my high convention document, and that one's like blowing things out of the water. Like I put it up against competition, and it just seems like decorative, kind of like tchotchkes type stuff.
I'm sorry. What is this? What is this?
Faltzgraph. PFALTZGRA.
Is that one of their brands?
It's one of their brands. It's a 200-year-old brand that they make products for.
Do people search for that? Can we pull a G trend on that?
It's a very difficult word to spell.
Do you think people know how to search for that? Just check it out. Check it out.
I mean, it's up above last year, but it's kind of been on a downhill slide.
Has it? Oh, you mean over the last 4 years? Well, who cares? Yeah. I mean, but they're having a resurgence, so that's kind of interesting. All right, Steve, what are we missing here? Is it all out there? I mean, this is a pretty simple thing, right? On the upside. People buying.
It's simple to me. Like I'm not like getting super advanced on it. I saw the trends. I think it's something that is going to keep gaining steam here. Didn't know about the commercial side, Chris. So, I mean, like, what exactly do they sell? I mean, are they selling like commercial ovens?
Yeah, same. I think it's the same sort of stuff, but it's all for commercial kitchens. And we are not spending any money right now in the restaurant. I own a restaurant, obviously. We're not spending any money on any of that stuff right now. No restaurant is, because we're all cash poor. So the last thing you're doing is opening up new restaurants. Like when you're opening up new restaurants, you're filling them with a lot of that stuff. It's just not happening. It's a junky business. I would hate. Yeah. I mean, it's a huge risk factor for this company. They already said in their last earnings that the revenue got killed. It got killed this summer for that subsidiary, and they said they do not expect trends to improve through the end of the year. My concern is, will buying trends for that company get even worse between now and next earnings? That's my biggest concern. That's why I own a little bit of this company. I think it's a nice way to round out my holiday portfolio, but there definitely are some risk factors, specifically with that subsidiary that sells to restaurants and commercial kitchens. Okay. So, but listen, I still think the trend is hot enough when it comes to home kitchen accessories that I bet they crush it, and I think we have more of a chance to see this thing, upside going into next earnings and downside, but time will tell. I wouldn't, for me, it's a very small trade. Cool.
Same for
Steve,
me.
is that it?
That's it.
That's all I got for you guys.
What else you look? Listen, you're a guy in Discord. You're putting out high conviction reports. What else you working on? What else are you looking at?
So the one that I was working on that you guys are in the restaurant industry, so I'd like to get your feedback on this. And I'm kind of blindsided here, but Chef's Warehouse, they are like purveyors of like high-end meats, vegetables, like everything. They basically support all of these high-end restaurants, and I don't know, I see it as like an interesting pick moving into 2021 with restaurants picking up. They actually did pretty good in Q3 with it. So yeah,
it's not a terrible idea. I would imagine that they're going to get potentially slaughtered this quarter. Yep. The degree to which investors already expect that or not is undetermined. So I'd be a little hesitant, but I think it's a company. I have looked at them a couple times in the past. It's a company that I would eyeball coming out of the pandemic if they're still depressed because they had just an absolutely terrible quarter, this quarter, the one that we're in right now. So it's one that I would keep on my list to watch for next earnings. Yep. If they disappoint, as I expect they will disappoint, and the stock is still depressed or even comes down lower, that means expectations for this company are reasonable. They're down. At that point, I could see myself including them in my bounce back trade, right? Throwing them in with my Wynn, my Sabre, Spirit Airlines, Carnival Cruise, RCL. Like, I throw them in with those guys then. But no, I wouldn't personally, for me. I think there's too much risk this quarter when you have every restaurant in California shut. That's just freaking nuts. Or maybe it's LA. I don't know. I think it might be all of California.
Yeah, I didn't think it was all of California. I thought that it was region specific.
Yeah, it is region specific, but I've heard that I thought it's like 4 of the 5 regions, I think.
Yeah, but those are all but again, I mean, that's probably most of the restaurant business anyways, because those are major metros.
Correct. It's a big deal, man.
It's a huge deal. I don't disagree.
And I'll tell you this, like, my restaurant here in Dallas is known to be kind of one of the absolute safest in the city. People go there because they feel safe because, I'm neurotic and it carries through our entire staff and we do things the right way. We even have you guys seen those dividers we put between our booths? Beautiful glass with bronze. Dude, really nice. I haven't
been to your restaurant since February.
I know.
It was the last restaurant that I went to in person, though, so.
Well, what I was going to say is we are down. We're down the last 7 to 10 days considerably in terms of our revenue. And man, it's going to be a really rough 2 to 3 months, guys, for the restaurant business.
Well, normally this is a pretty good month, right? Because you get the holiday shoppers that are coming in to take a bite, and that's not happening right now.
Well, Jordan, this is the month that we usually average 1 to 2 private events a day. Mm-hmm. A day. Every single day, the entire month, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every single day, we're barely doing any private events for obvious reasons. So, that's a big concern for restaurants is that they rely on, and when I say private events, it could be a 20-person law firm coming in for a holiday dinner, right? That's a private event for us. So not having that business is a big deal. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go.
Yeah, I'm kind of particular for like Chef's Warehouse. I'm planning on just holding them up until vaccine news comes out next week, and then I'm actually probably going to short them going into Q4 earnings, and then might pick them back up beginning of next year sometime.
I'm going to keep an eye on it for sure. All right, well, Steve, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. Really appreciate it. And if you have anything else that is good, we'll be reading about in Discord. Maybe we'll have you back on.
Awesome. Well, thanks
great
for
fun. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, again, your handle is Options by the Bay, right?
Yep.
Delmoney.tv/Discord.
Weekend.